And good Tuesday to all y'all out there in internet land. This is take two of this week's episode of the Hinkle program, brought to you by Welch's Pina Colada, one of the mocktails that Welch's do. And Thomas F. Welch, by the way, was a Methodist, so I know there's no alcohol in this. So here's Thomas Welch. Thomas F. Welch was a Methodist and a farmer who developed grape juice as a non-alcoholic alternative to wine. So that's a little bit of trivia for today. That's part of it. Okay, well, there we go. And so let's launch right into. Okay, by the way, this is the Jerry Hinkle program. I am Jerry Hinkle. This is my program. We're coming to you almost live, just about written here from the Ashley Kringen studio of the Halliburton Advocate Media International headquarters. Now, I said this is take two, right? Because this is take two, and I'm gonna keep all the alternative takes because we did a take one, and I made a few mistakes on that. I made one great big mistake, and so I'm gonna hopefully correct that in the next take, and hopefully this will be a tad more usable. If not, we'll just go back to anyhow. What I want to start out with telling you is Scott Adams once wrote that fairness was a concept that was developed so that children and the simple-minded could participate in the debate process. Now, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I have noticed one thing. Most of us as children, when we come up on a situation, some of us as adults do the same thing, possibly simple-minded adults. I'm not here to judge. I'm just, that's what Scott Adams had to say about it. But we say it's this situation we don't like. We say, well, that's unfair. Well, but that's life. And some people have tried to preface that. They say life is not always fair, as in, sometimes it's fair, sometimes it's not. Well, I have discovered that sometimes the unfairness cuts both ways. And this is my observance. That has nothing to do with Scott Adams. But I've noticed that a certain, I complain, one of my number one or top 10 complaints is that I should not work as hard as I do for a certain retail establishment that shall remain nameless, because I do not have a wife or children, and so I should not have to work as hard as I do at that job. Well, on the other side, I'm getting paid $12.62 an hour for what amounts to unskilled labor. I mean, you don't have to go to a special school to learn how to do my job. You just do a little bit of training, flippity flappity floop. You are a retail sales associate at a certain establishment that I shall remain nameless. And here's to that establishment. Let's have a little toast. And so, issue two goes right along with fairness. You see, one thing that the Democrats in South Dakota complain about is that they don't always get a fair shake when it comes to election time. That's because there's just, and they talk about gerrymandering and all that. But the fact is, there's just very darn few Democrats worthy of being elected. And I'm one. I say that because I know that if I ran as a Democrat, I would not. If I ran as a Republican, I probably wouldn't get elected either. But so that makes it all even. But anyhow, and sometimes they have people running that you like. who? Like in 2014, they had Susan Wismer running for governor, and the first thing I said was, "Who dat?" I had no idea, and I guess I'm not the political junkie I thought I was, because I'd never heard of Susan Wisner. Well, it turns out that not a lot of other folks did either, because Governor Dugard won re-election, and but anyhow, and I had the same reaction 10 years ago when Dr. Simmons, I was at Wesleyan. Dr. Simmons, my public service professor at Wesleyan, he was giving out different people for different students. And I had the Reverend Tim Fountain, who has become a good friend of mine, and that's nice how it works out like that. It's all part of the networking thing, And anyhow, someone else got a young man by the name of Billy Sutton, and Dr. Simmons told the student that was to interview him that he was going to be, that Billy Sutton was going to be governor someday. 10 years later, here we are. And, at the time I thought, who? Well, of course, I knew the last name was Sutton, being from the Midwest and knowing, rodeo is a thing here in South Dakota. And so that's. So, yeah, I knew the last name of Sutton kind of carries. So, and there was a fellow, Matt Sutton, who was part of the Production Credit Association. Let's have a little drink to the PCA. And its current, well, see, he was part of that. And okay, but so I have decided, as publisher of the Holabird Advocate and the president and chief executive officer and head of the janitorial sciences department of the Holabird Advocate Media Corporation, I have decided to endorse Mr. Sutton as governor of South Dakota. And also, even if next year, we'll take care next year, this year he has already won the coveted title. I think that's the only way you can put it. The coveted title of Person of the Year for all of the, he's made a few statements about how we need to lose political labels and vote for the person instead of the party. And of course, as a Democrat, he would have to say that. And but I look forward to getting to know Mr. Sutton, and I look forward to voting for him next year. And I guess that's all I've got to say for this week. So until next time, this is Jerry Hinkle for the Jerry Hinkle Program, brought to you by the Welches Mocktail Pina Colada. And so until next time, God be with you. Do the best you can. And God be with you and do the best you can. And get out of my bathroom. You're invading my privacy.